Okay, so today they launched the new My Action Plans within the eEdge MyKW system, and that is now active right here on your once you log into MyKW. And what this does is really allows you to be very systematic and organized within your business, and allows you to set up action items for certain things that take place within our business that need to get done within a certain time frame. You can set all the parameters of that. So you can set, I'll just show you one here for instance. So I'm going to click on my due tasks. I've got 20 due here. And I'm going to go to, so one thing in our business, so I'm just going to go to this manage templates up here. If I click on manage templates, and I'm going to go to the core templates because they've got some already in here. So one thing we do in our business, we take a listing. When you take a listing, there's certain things that you need to do systematically to make sure that that listing gets properly marketed and put into all the right places, and everything is done so your sellers are satisfied with the service that they're getting from you. This will make sure that you get all those items done. So we can take this listing action plan. There's 12 core items that they have in here. So if I click on listing, I can see what they have all set up in here. And this may not fit me, but I can change that. So number one, obtain a key for the seller for lockbox, and it's set to go the date that I start this plan. That pops up for me to do. Assign lockbox to the property, update listing client contact information schedule, or obtain photographs, and all these things are due as soon as I launch the plan for this. Next thing here is obtain seller's disclosure, obtain listing agreement, create a home book, place sign brochure box at the property, listing domain name, create a individual website for this property. I'm just going to show all the items here. So it's got everything here, so that's due within 1 day from, so that will pop up as an item for me to do. Then we can go down here, add property to Craigslist, 3 days due from, additional offline marketing. So they've got all these things in here for you. Let's say you want to customize this and actually put some different stuff in here, or maybe even remove some of these that may not pertain to you. Just click copy as a new custom, and then that will allow you to create a complete it'll give you this as the core setup, and then you can go in there and change everything. So now if I actually go to my dashboard, just giving you a quick overview of what an action plan is. Now my dashboard has all of these. I've got 34 total activities to do. I've got 4 phone calls, 28 to-dos, and 2 appointments. So I've got, in red here are all my overdue items. So I've not scheduled or obtained photographs for Lancaster Drive yet. So I need to make sure that I get that done. Let's say I did that today. I can check the box and mark that as complete. So now that will refresh. And now that is no longer on my thing. So create and order property flyer. You know, I did that today as well. I get that done. So those are overdue, and then I've got some activities that are due today as well. So I've got today. So all these things I need to get done today to make sure that I'm properly getting everything done for my listing. So I've got 2 listings going right now. I've got 123 for Anywhere Drive and then Lancaster. So I can see all those items on here. Phone calls. So on the 20th, I've got a phone call seller update phone call for Lancaster, and then on the 23rd I've got one to Anywhere Drive. So I don't have to do anything on these yet, but those will pop up in my main page here when they are due. The other thing I can also do from here, if I go back to MyKW, and if I click on the view calendar here, those items will actually show up on my calendar. So staging, I've got, let's go month here, so some different items in here to do. Go to the month view. So everything that's on there will show up on my calendar as well as things for me to do. So if I want to look at my calendar, I can do that. I just want to go back here. So I've got 13 items due now. And those are due today. I've got 32 overall, but some of those are not due. So if I can change this and I can view everything. So tomorrow, let's say I'm heading out of town, I can actually go in and get everything done ahead of time as well. So I can make sure that everything is done on these listings and taking care of those. The other thing to do is I'm going to actually start one of these campaigns. Okay, so let's say I come in here and I take a new listing today and I want to start that listing action plan. So all I have to do is I go to start a plan, and we're going to start it by contact. And then what's nice is this ties into your eEdge database, so it'll have it in there. So I'm going to search for Calvin, and I'll just do a search. And what's nice about this as well is if I can do this, and show you. This site is mobile capable, or it is all set to match with your mobile smartphones, iPads. As you can see, as I adjust the screen here, it adjusts the layout of this thing to fit. So no matter what size screen you have, so if you're on your smartphone, if you're on your iPad, it will fit to that screen for you. So I'm going to grab Calvin Mergen here. I'm going to take that one. I've got a few of myself in there. Select that contact. So that's the person I'm doing it with, and then I'm going to launch the listing action plan. I just hit continue, and they default it to the name of the person. I'm always like to have the address in there, so I'll do 333 Shardlow Lane. So that's the listing I'm taking. I just want to have that in there, so then when I see it pop up on my to-dos, I know what property it's for. And what is kind of nice about this too is you can actually, within the entire within KW, you can assign it to anybody in the entire country that's with KW. But obviously we're going to stick to myself, so I click that, and then I'm just going to say start the plan. And the effective date was the 16th. So I click start the plan, success, created a new action plan for that contact. I can at any time change the effective date. So if I did that, and you know what, it actually doesn't go live until tomorrow. So I'm going to actually change this to the 17th. So I click there, I click 17th, and I change the effective date. Now, see, everything's today. Now it's going to say tomorrow on here. So now it's tomorrow. That's not due to, depending on the date of that. So now I go back to my dashboard, and I'm going to have more items to do. Nothing should be overdue though, because it doesn't start till tomorrow. So I have 52 total items, but nothing is overdue. The other thing you can do then is go to your activated plans, and you can see all your current active plans that you have going and actually take a look at them individually. So if I click on that, I've got 3 plans going right now on 3 listings, and Lancaster, Shardlow Lane, and Anywhere Drive. So on Lancaster, I've got 12 of 32 completed. On these, I've got nothing completed on these, and it tells you when they started as well, so you can manage all of your listings right from here. Now I can go to the history as well, and I can see these different things that I had deleted. So those are old ones, and these are all my active ones. So these are deleted ones, active. You can also at any time, so I click on Lancaster, it's going to pull up all the items in here, tell you exactly when they're due. You can delete it, you can put it on hold, and you can actually change assignments of certain items. So if I want that assignment to go to a team member, I can click on that and click assignment, and then I can actually assign that to somebody else. So I can assign that to Debbie, and I'm just going to select that, and then we are set. Successfully assigned that task. So now I can actually see who these are assigned to. Now on Debbie's My KW, she logs into her action plan, she's going to see this pop up on hers as well. So now you can completely make this work with a team however you guys want to make sure that everything pops up properly. So if we go into the plans here, I'm going to manage the templates. You can create one from scratch by create a new template, and first thing it's going to do is ask you to give it a name. I'll just call it test. And then you can add new tasks. So right now I have nothing in here, so I'm going to add a new task, and you can do however you want. Call it task 1, give it a description. I'll just leave it at that, but need to ... And you can make that a call, an email, a to-do, an appointment, a mailer, and you can change the priority, but we're going to leave that as a call, and that is due within 5 days after the effective date. You can actually do it prior to the effective date as well. So if I make it start today, that thing was due 5 days ago. But after the effective date, no drop-off. No drop-off. Add to the calendar, say yes. And then you can also make it on a weekend. Change the weekend due date. So if it lands on a Saturday, I can say make it the previous Friday. And then I hit save. If it lands on a Sunday, I can say make it next Monday, or I can even make it the previous Saturday if I want to. And then I hit save. Now that item is going to be added to my action plan. So I should only have one item in here right now. That's that. And then I can add another task, and I can build it however I want. So just think about this. If you sell a home, you can actually set up a plan that follows up with your client for the next 5 to 10 years, because you can add any items in there. So you can add it. Let's say I was making a past client campaign. Add a new task. So I'm going to do a 30-day follow-up call. And that's going to be a call. And all I do here is put in 30 days after the effective date. Oops. 30 days after the effective date. Add to my calendar, yes, and I hit save. Now that's going to pop up and tell me that's a 30-day call to this client. So now I can make a systematic follow-up plan to any past clients of mine. And I know a lot of people have also talked about, so let me just go back to the plan. So now I've got 30-day follow-up call, and I can add a 60-day, a 90-day, 1-year anniversary, a 2-year anniversary, 5-year. I can add all the anniversaries, so that I'm always calling all of my clients and touching base with them. Again, number one thing you want to do is make sure you get repeat and referral business out of your past client. That's a huge portion of your business. So making sure that you're following up with them and staying in contact with them. So you can create a plan that does that. The other one that a lot of people talk about is that Ben Kinney's 10 Days of Pain. So you guys can go in there and set up a 10 Days of Pain. So if you get a client on a web lead, you're going to follow up with them for 10 days. Every day you're going to follow up with a certain approach. You can go in there and put all of those items in there and have that follow-up process.